welcome to the Weekend Sports Betting Tips. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. Got that intro correct there. Got Anthony and Sean. We're going to talk a little college football week 1. Give out some free picks, and then a dog of the day as well, too. We got going here. Welcome to Barroom Network. Let me get some banners rolling here. We are Weekend Sports Betting Tips on the Barroom Network. Send us your questions. All right, first game. Got Virginia at Tennessee. Is that right, Anthony? We're talking a little Cavaliers versus Volunteers.
That's how we're just jumping in. No recapping our picks last week, how we did, or
do that
in the video. How did we do in the video last week?
We are here. We go. Season record: Sean undefeated 2-0. Anthony 0-2.
I didn't know I was gonna be undefeated.
500. Straight 500. Tooch had under Ohio and San Diego State. Sean had UMass, New Mexico State over, and Anthony had 30 and a half. USC
to my defense, I was trying to change it to the USC team total, but it's okay. I'll own up to it.
Yep, USC defense still hasn't improved much from last year.
Same old USC.
It's early.
I like the over again this week against Nevada with them.
Yep.
I mean, and even their team total, I think last week was like 48.5. It was like 51.5. This is over 50 points for their team total this week.
Yeah, they're 38.5 this week minus. I'm like, geez.
Yeah.
With that defense.
Nevada's 13.5 team total. I might be playing over 13.5.
They give up. I think last year they gave up 39 points a game. Nevada. It's like the Hangover. Like the one man Wolfpack. They're like a one man secondary. Apparently, they just give up. It's a one man secondary unit.
I need to get on that right after this. Right after I hang up, I need to be on the USC team total over 51.
That's about 51 and a half. I mean, like
I never thought in the
what they put up on how much they put up on San Jose State.
Yeah, but listen, they started slow.
55, right, or 53.
Special teams. They got a special teams touchdown.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Right.
No turnovers. They didn't force a turnover. So maybe do that here and you can get there. It's just you see a team total in the 50s. So I mean,
I would consider it with Michigan. I don't know about. Well, Nevada is a worse team though.
They're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad. I mean, San Jose State can hold their own right now.
Not as bad as Kent State. Kent State thinks a bad team.
I told you before I told you it'd be one of the worst teams. Man, I had the first half minus 21.5. Got that squeaked by. Then I had first half total over 30.5. That really squeaked by. But two bets. At halftime, I was up 5 units. Feeling good.
I had the game under, and they punched one in with like 40 seconds left. Just totally.
Yeah.
We're talking off air. I said, people talk about getting a good number. It doesn't mean you win with a good number. I got good numbers, and I'm 2-5 in college football with beating the closing number.
Gus Mal's on sticking it to.
I can't complain. Last night. I went 5-0.
Yeah,
cleaned up. So
Anthony swept the board. I
swept the board. Go figure. I might be 0-2 in my free plays, but 5-0 for the VIPs.
57.5 goes to 53. Loser. Florida 9.5 goes to 4. Loser. All right. That's the way it's going to be in August, but it's a new month, so I'm looking forward to
yes. I always like
that calendar.
30 days. 30 days start ticking up now. we got Tennessee and Virginia, the Cavaliers and the Volunteers. Volunteers 27.5 point favorites at home. Hendon Hooker's gone to the Lions. Sean, what are you thinking? Tennessee versus Virginia.
I know there's a lot of
be good this year.
I know there's a lot of Milton love. I mean, he's a guy who gets beat out everywhere he goes, but Josh Heupel can run a decent offense. I actually like the team total here over 41.5 for Tennessee. Even if you want to lay 28, whatever it is, I could probably see that as well. Virginia's going to want to just run the ball, grind it out. That's their kind of MO. Mendenhall left last year. The quarterback stayed. He's like, all right, and he went from a good year with like 30 touchdowns to like 9 touchdowns or like 30 interceptions. Like the team is bad. And if they're going to try to run it, whatever, I'm not worried about Tennessee's opportunities putting up points because they throw the ball. So if they're not scoring touchdowns, it's an incomplete pass, and we don't have to worry about the clock running. So, give me Tennessee here, like a team total, and even sidewise, it's a big number, 27.5, 28. I don't mind, but officially for chat purposes here, I like the team total over 41.5.
And Tennessee, predicted to go finish second in the SEC East division. Anthony, what do you like in this game?
Well, Virginia really hasn't gotten any better than last year. I mean,
nope.
I'm not too big on this number, but I think Tennessee rolls. This is week 1 for non-conference. Give me Tennessee minus 27.5. I'm right there with Sean. I think there's going to be like 40-something to like maybe 7. 6.
Yeah, that's mildly. What's the team total? Over 40.5, I think.
41.5. I saw. 41.5 the other day when I wrote it down. So
Virginia's a hot mess.
This isn't a home game. This is not in their. I think this game's in Nashville, but it's that. Listen, their fans are showing up either way for Tennessee. They'll be there dressed like bananas in those ridiculous checkered outfits.
Yeah, I lean Tennessee minus 27.5. That number's begging you to take the Volunteers. So I'll tell you if it was 28.
I mean, 28's, it's like, ooh, how do you not take?
Oh, it's only 4 touchdowns.
Yep, only 4 touchdowns. Right?
They're bad. This game, this could be like the game last night where, and I did my little write-up. I said this game could be 55-0, or it's a whooping where it's 67-10. And then I get late. This is the same kind of feel to that.
Yeah,
Tennessee. Yep. Are you going to put up 50 for your fans?
Why not?
That's what it comes down to.
I have no play on this game. I need to see Tennessee play a game first with Milton and all the wide receivers are pretty much all gone, right?
Yeah.
For Tennessee.
Yeah, I think the one guy's back, but that's still when you're a gimmick, not a gimmick offense, but you run that kind of stuff, you have the guys to continue it. So.
Yeah.
And you saw Milton, I think, in the bowl game do pretty good too, right? Didn't he perform all right, if I remember
because Hooker was injured.
Yeah.
He did
okay.
He did enough.
I don't remember. I should have. I'll see if I can find it real fast as we go into the next. Or as Tooch, you give your side of your thought there. I'll try to find his stats from last year.
Only play I would make on this game is Tennessee minus 27.5. I think they could get there. It's just a lean though. With
Milton, 19 of 28, 251, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, who was that against?
Clemson.
Yeah, not bad. Another ACC team.
We'll talk about them, right? That'll be our wrap-up conversation. Like Clemson and Duke will be our final game.
Yep. Yeah. All right. We got Saturday is Dion. Yeah. You see, he has his team ready for prime time. His son is the quarterback. They're taking on TCU. TCU has a new offensive coordinator. I think their offensive coordinator left for a head coaching job. Another offensive coordinator job. Max Duggan's gone. I forget the name.
I think the TCU guy went to Clemson. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator.
I don't know his name. I know he left, but
something Riley, like Kevin Riley or something.
Riley?
Not Lincoln Riley or Mike Riley. It's a different Riley, but
too many Rileys.
Another gimmick offense. I mean that offense. They find a way to make yards though. TCU
totally crazy year for them. As much we'll talk about like the Minnesota Vikings. Like talk about one-score games and winning games you should lose and stuff like that. TCU was the same, right? Kind of living on the edge, living dangerously.
Yeah,
you get crushed in the championship game. Duggan's gone, but the guy who's running the show was the starting quarterback last year before he got hurt. So it's not like it's a team, and even the year before that, it's a team that has a couple quarterbacks who've played and started, and it's an offense that's going to put up points. It's that simple. Let's be honest here, Colorado. Okay, you're bringing in recruits, and I think they got a dozen guys from the SEC. They got a dozen guys from the ACC. They got another dozen guys from the lower FCS. You got 54 new kids on a roster. I don't care how good. I mean, Dion, you look like a great coach on the lower level because if you get 3 D1 guys who are 4-star recruits, they're going to look like varsity players versus an 8th grade team. Like you see the difference of skill sets between MAC and Sunbelt to to Mountain West to Pac-12 to Big Ten to SEC. I don't care how good these guys are. There's no gelling. You have a new coordinator, the Kent State guy. Dion, again, you're still stepping up a class across the board everywhere. The talent is the same or better that you're used to playing against. 5.5 wins to start, and it got reduced down to 3. It gets buried to 3 wins. Who's this team beating? 54 new guys. They never played together. I don't care what kind of sport you played growing. I don't care if you played T-ball as a kid. Any sport you play, the entire roster's flipped. And they're going to come in here and compete versus a guy who every coach wants to beat this guy, whether they like him or not. Because I think he's a nice enough guy. Like, I like Dion. But you come in here with your swag, people are going to be like, all right, we got to show you what's what here. I'd lay it with TCU. I don't care. How about an under here? I could see an under. How about under?
That is a lot of points.
Under. It's a lot of points for an offense that I don't know what I'm going to get out of. Yep. And TCU's going to – maybe they don't want to throw it. Maybe they just run the ball and try to work their – they're working back a quarterback in their own kind of thing.
Yep.
63?
It opened at what, 58, 57?
How is this true? I mean, I'm not a believer in Colorado. Who's a believer in Colorado that their win total opened at 5.5, it goes to 3, and this total goes up? You're telling me TCU scoring 55 here? Right, 63.
Even 30 to 20 points. Even 30 to 20. I don't see them. I see 50 some points.
How many is TCU scoring? 40? 45?
30 something tops.
And you still need 20 something out of Colorado. I mean, I'm not buying Colorado.
We got to remember the clock's going to keep tick-tock
yes.
these days. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be. 63.5. That's a lot of freaking points.
I don't see him
relate that to.
Even if he lets his son shuck it all over the place,
yeah.
All right, the clock's going to stop. TCU's going to just run the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Colorado coming down to play TCU. Let me tell you what Texas has been like, and the temperature will be like tomorrow. It's going to be 100 degrees at noon here because that's how it is every day here for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
If it was 4 o'clock, it'll be like 115, but it's early, so it'll only be about 100 with ridiculous humidity. Yeah, good luck, Colorado.
Chandler Morris is the new quarterback for TCU. He takes the place of Max Duggan. Sonny Dykes' team. Let me ask you guys: 20.5 points is I'm going to answer no before I tell you the question. But is TCU somewhat inflated after the year they had last year?
I'd say no because they lost. With the quarterback gone, that's not an inflated number. That line's fine.
That's why I
don't think so.
But, okay, Anthony, any inflated expectations for TCU?
I've been torn about this game. I'm still torn about this game. It's like what Sean's saying, it makes total complete sense. I mean, this is what me and you were talking about this morning. It's a totally brand new team, just like Kent State. Look at the Kent State team. There's some good, solid pieces on that Kent State team, but they got to put it together before they can even do anything. And I think you're exactly right what Sean's saying. I mean, I really, really don't want to lay the 20.5, but I think you have to if you want. If you're betting this game, I think TCU 20.5. Actually, I like the under more than anything, but TCU 20.5 is the better play. I mean, if you're taking a side, but 63, I did not realize the total was that high. I'm all over the under.
63.5. So you're looking at
I'm on the under, guy. I'm definitely going to be betting the under on this one.
42 to 21.
If you're going to score
Vegas
60
right now, 42 to 21.
I'd rather lose giving up 64 plus points to a brand new quarterback and a brand new team all put together. 64 points, I'll take the under. There's just too much work has to go into scoring 64 points to do that.
I'm looking to see what I got right now on some of these sites. I agree.
TCU's strength last year wasn't its defense.
No.
They're 95th in the country in total defense.
Their defense is awful last year. It got better as the season went on, but there were some games where it was just a shootout.
So at 63.5, people are counting on Coach Prime to put up 3-4 touchdowns.
I think that's.
I don't know if Colorado will be ready for prime.
Has
time.
anyone seen his son play quarterback?
Not ready
Jackson
for prime
State?
Time players, Sean. They're not ready for prime time players.
I'm not really too sold on his son as quarterback. I mean, that could be a little premature, but I didn't really.
His son's been lighting it up in Division whatever.
Well, it's Division One.
One.
It's Division One.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's
to be honest with you, I watched that Kent State game, and yeah, they got blown out, but that Kent State quarterback's got some talent to him, man. He's got an arm. He can run. I would take the Kent State quarterback over Deion's son, personally.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, for me, the only play is either the under 20 and minus 20.5.
Yeah,
that's I would like to see. I have no idea what kind of a team Colorado's going to be.
Just compare Colorado to the Kent State, because it's basically the same situation. Brand new coach. I mean, you got 54 new players. I mean, that entire Colorado team from last year wiped out. Complete. It's a complete slate.
I'm bringing my Louis Vuitton luggage with me, he said.
Yeah, it's exactly what they got to do with the Oakland Athletics. They got to get rid of everybody and have a clean new slate. That's because that's how bad the Oakland A's are. I mean, damn.
All right,
and the Yankees while you're at it.
If I hold your feet to the fire, Anthony, what's your play? Under 63.5, right?
Give me I'm gonna, if I had to pick one play, it's like under 63.5 is my play.
Sean?
I'm probably gonna be betting this one. I did not realize it was that high of a number.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
Big number.
That's not.
I agree.
That's nine.
Hi, you gonna come in and say hello? I'm on a live show. Come on in.
All right. Let's go on to Boise State.
Hey, don't forget to answer the comments.
Oh yeah.
Get to the comments.
Get to the comment. No.
Yeah.
I'm just messing.
Send us your questions. Boise State at Washington. Michael Penix. Boise State. Hank Bachmeier's gone. I forget the name of the new kid. Sean. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. I don't write his name down yet. He's gone. You got a freshman kid in there now? Ridiculous. Come on. Fifth-year senior out of there, and now you're playing against Big Penix Energy, the guy who threw 30-something TDs, 4,000 yards, Heisman kind of guy.
Taylor Green, sophomore quarterback.
This team, I was reading an article and we were talking about the pass defense of Boise's really good. Yeah, you play UTEP, New Mexico, Air Force, all run
Utah
first
State.
teams.
San
Diego State, all run first kind of guys.
Yeah.
You played one guy, Fresno, that had a quarterback, and you lost. What are you going to do about this guy? It could be like an NFL third-round pick or something. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Washington all the way here. 38-10. Even that's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to throw 5 touchdowns. He'll have a big game. Boise's.
I think.
Think about the coach. The coach left. He's like, I don't like they won't let him do whatever. He leaves the program. Okay, you had a good thing going.
For Boise or for Washington?
No, the Boise guy left. He went to he got fired from Auburn, but I mean,
right. The head coach is Andy Avalos, but I thought Andy was there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the coach before him. You leave and a new guy comes in. It's not the same. Again, you lose a 5-year starter, and this is your second year coaching. You can't stop a passing offense, and here comes arguably a top 5 passer in all college football.
Oh yeah,
at home opener, a lot of hype. What could possibly go wrong here for Boise?
Yeah, I mean, look, Washington's predicted to finish second in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Behind USC. So I mean, the preseason, they're expected big things, Utah might have something to say about that, but Boise State really good at running the game. Like to see how Washington holds up against the run. But we may look back at this game and go, how was that spread only 14.5? Jesus.
That's what I'm thinking right now. Yeah. I mean, I love Washington, but I'm like, it just looks way too easy. I'm going to take the bait.
But you know what? Sometimes you got to grab a little low-hanging fruit early. They want to they want to give you the easy stuff because next week you'll be like, oh, my goodness, I went 7-1. This is stealing candy from the baby. I'm going to quit my job and do this for a living. And all of a sudden you're 4-17 and every dog covers that wins outright.
I had this exact thought earlier today. I'm like, man, it was like
add an extra water to your Campbell's soup and noodles to eat for the week. How many cups of soup can I get out of this Campbell's jar?
Right. I had the same thought today. I'm like, man, it's been kind of easy. I'm like, the numbers are just going to get so much sharp until my ass is kicked. later on in the season. Anthony, I'll be like, his numbers are razor sharp.
They're razor sharp.
Right.
Tooch is like, I think I like this number. I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, the books are not dumb, man. It looks no.
Well, here's with week 0 and week 1 numbers.
They want you to take Boise State.
You're gonna get
a hook over two touchdowns.
You'll see the lines move a little bit.
Begging you to take Boise State.
It's like week 1 NFL. You'll never see things move because they're out for a month, and then all of a sudden somebody bets it on a random Tuesday in August, comes in with a little money, and if it's somebody they'll move the lines a little bit. So, are they real moves? Are they fake moves? The numbers are. They're a little more, I think, softer right at this point because it's early. Not next week though. Not the games. They'll start posting these lines up Sunday afternoon. They're going to come up Sunday morning for next week, week 2 college football. Write them down. See what they are first, because by Monday afternoon they'll be on the move. Those are the move. That's what you got to see, and that's where the game plays. So you either have a number that you like and bet it early, or you're going to play the game of why did that line move? Why did that line move? How come the Patriots line went down to 3? What's that about? What is that about? Who's betting the Patriots a week out? And you could have had them at 5. Now it's down to 3. That's just one of those things.
Yep. So for you, it's Washington minus 14.5.
Yeah, lay it.
Lay it.
Yep. All right. So that's 3 for Washington. All right. North Carolina, South Carolina. Drake May versus Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, South Carolina, I think, has dominated this series in past years. But South Carolina is one of those teams that can play really good sometimes versus good, and they'll have a bad loss versus bad teams. That's what it's been like the past couple of years with South Carolina. But you want to talk about North Carolina? They couldn't stop anybody last year. I remember I had them a couple. Was it
terrible defense?
Georgia Tech. I was like, what the hell, man?
Yeah,
I had North Carolina laying 7.5 or something. And I'm like,
I was pulling any little hairs I had out of my head.
Yep.
I was like, what the is going on?
Sean, North Carolina might be worse on defense this year.
Oh, they're probably the worst defense in the top 25.
I don't know if in the transfer portal. I don't know if they're going to be.
I don't think North Carolina defense could be worse. A couple guys are back. They only lost 5 starters total on both sides of the ball, so that defense can't be worse than what it was. 38-21 last year. Carolina Rattler. He really turned on. They let him throw, and then he turned into the Heisman guy he was supposed to be for Oklahoma. With Drake May here, I like the over because May's a guy who's supposed to be Sam Howell-esque, right? Remember Sam Howell a couple years ago? Oh, my, Sam Howell's the best quarterback ever coming out of Cal. So you get a lot of hype with May. And the thing is that you have a Carolina defense. Gamecocks lost a bunch of guys. That's why I think it's going to be over because they got 2 guys who could throw the ball all over the place. I'm going to go over. What's it, 64.5? 63.5? I like the over.
63.5. All right, Anthony. Thoughts?
I'm going to – first time tonight, we're actually going to have a disagreement. I'm going to take the under. If this was in the middle toward the end of the season, I'd be over with you. But week 1, offenses still got to get into chemistry, got to get into it. 63.5 with the clock not stopping. Give me the under. I see more field goals. I don't think it's going to be touchdown, 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 touchdown. It's probably going to be touchdown, punt, field goal, touchdown. It's going to be one of those type of games. Low 50s, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I have no play on this game. I would lean over,
Coward.
but I don't have any play on this game.
How do you not have a play? We all have a play.
I don't have a play. That's a stay away.
You got to pick a play.
For this one? I would. Give me South Carolina at home.
There you go. Money line.
Yep.
This game's being played in Chicago. It's not home.
It's
a neutral in Chicago.
No, it isn't.
No.
It's in South Carolina.
The
last head-to-head, South Carolina is 4-1 the last 5 games. In this
Sean and I have a friend named Mr. Chalk, and he always takes the chalk.
Tooch.
Always.
You
week 1,
you can't say they're 4-1.
I know.
The 4th game in the series was in 2005. That's
Hey, go to your database.
If I go head to head, they played 19, 21, 07, 13, 15, 19, 21. They didn't play last year. Played the year before. It was
Okay.
38-21 South Carolina.
2007. We're going to South Carolina upset win. Actually, they were a 7-point fave with some guy Smelly as the quarterback versus Tyler Yates.
Oh my god,
Smelly. Remember Smelly?
No, I don't recognize Smelly.
Chris Smelly.
Don't remember.
13 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
I don't even remember what I was
fave
doing.
on the road. That's how bad Carolina was. That a guy who threw 15 interceptions and 13 touchdowns and 15 was a touchdown favorite.
Smelly. Wow.
Smelly.
Well,
can you imagine a quarterback named Smelly these days with social media? Oh my god, Smelly.
I mean, North Carolina is gonna. They do have a good offensive line to be able to run the ball, but I don't know. It's too early for me to get on board with Drake.
Hey Higgs, your boy Jason Dominguez, first career at bat, 2-run homer.
Nice. Marcel's cards. Who wants it? I got Dominguez PSAs, folks.
Bowman first, his prospect card.
$20,000.
What game is that in?
Yes, Yankees.
Yankees. Okay. Dominguez is on the Yankees. Volpe has had a home run every night the past couple nights, whatever.
But I'm telling you, you want to talk about sports card, just go to Sean. He's got every rookie.
They make good salami, though.
Bowman first. He'll explain you the difference between a Bowman first and a prospect card.
I don't say that. I have no idea what you Dude, listen, you want to talk 86 Donruss? Fleers? Absolutely. I'm your man. I had parallels. I'm colorblind. They have like colors on them. I can't tell the colors. I do the video. I'm like, somebody tell me the color this is. Is this blue? Is it green? I'm trying to
red.
Angle it in the sun to see if there's like a shiny glitter to it.
I'll tell you, all my cards are from the 70s. The guys had afros and mullets, and giant mustaches. So
I love those. Listen, 80 to 87 are my favorite cards. I'm not gonna lie.
That's when you were going up into the baseball, though.
Yeah.
Right?
So it just kind of brings me back to my youth. It's fun.
Yeah, for me it was the 70s, mid to late 70s. You know, all those guys.
Don't have any of those cards. I got some of those cards, but I got the sets. I got 80 to 87 tops every set, and 81 to 87 Donruss and Fleer. I got them all except the 84 Donruss. I have them all. I'm happy. I'm happy with them. I like to crack them open. I smell them. They smell bad. You know, they're old cards. I'm like, I love it.
LSU at Florida State. This is Sunday, September 3rd, and it's at a neutral site. LSU's a 2.5-point road favorite. You got another SEC ACC matchup. That's all this week is ACC versus SEC, right?
Yeah, it's the challenge.
The challenge.
Oh, I cashed the Mets first 5 under 3.5.
Wow, nice.
Very
good. Kodai Senga versus Logan.
Yep.
Gilbert.
Senga's having a nice season.
Oh yeah, he's the only thing that's good that came out of the Mets. The only thing.
One of the best strikeout pitches in baseball.
Just consistently, first 5 innings, he's not giving up more than 2 runs every start. So.
All right.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, this game's in Orlando, so not too far for Florida State fans to travel. LSU. This is the second year of the Brian Kelly era, I think, right?
Yep.
And then Mike Norvell, also a really good coach. You got 2 really good quarterbacks with Jordan Travis and what's the other? Jaden. What's his last name?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry. A total of 55.5. I like the under in this game. I think if I had to pick a side, I'd take Florida State, though. What do you think, Anthony?
I was on Florida State this whole time. Then I talked to a few people, and they all telling me about LSU, how good they are. It's in Orlando. I'm still torn. I got to stick with Florida State, but I'm going to take it in 2 different ways. I'm going to take +3. I'm going to buy the half point, -120, and I'm also going to sprinkle the money line. But, I'm just going to stick to my guns and just stick with Florida State. But I also do like the under in this one. I do think it's going to be a defensive game.
Yeah. Sean, what do you think?
I thought I saw that who's the cat who just was ruled out for LSU? Like one of their starting defensive guys got knocked out. The line has not moved. Still 2.5s. I like LSU. I'm going to go over here though, because they got a little inexperienced secondary for LSU. Two guys who could throw the ball. I know Florida State can run. They got that monster tight end who's like just a giant. He's like 6'10" or whatever, or 6'7". Still total mismatch. I'm going to go over here, although I do like LSU in a revenge spot here. And I had FSU last year. They got out to a nice little lead, and they almost blew it late. And they got a year.
Florida State 24-23 last year. September 4th.
24-23 was the first game. They same like this. It was in LSU or in New Orleans. I think it was at the Superdome. It wasn't in
right.
On home field.
LSU listed as the home team.
Yeah, just like this one. They're just playing a little bigger.
Oh, here you go, guys. Look at that.
Here,
Foster
Of
Cubs.
course,
My guy.
baseball cards.
Foster.
Baseball cards.
90 Donruss. Is that the red Donruss, Foster?
I know, but wait a second.
Terrible.
$18.
I think the 90 Donruss are the Reds. Mason Smith.
Yeah.
That's who it is. I knew someone was supposed to be out for LSU. I mean, there's nothing in 90 Donruss. I mean, who's in the 90 Donruss set? I mean, you're going to be happy to get like a Cal Ripken. See, the best thing about opening up stuff like that is that
for $18, I'll take it for $18. Good deal on that. Yeah.
You're getting just a bunch of Hall of Famers. It's guys that we grew up with. You're going to get your Ripken. I think Griffey's in there, right? Is that Griffey rookie card in that? Yeah, it's the red Donruss.
That's what I say, Ken Griffey Jr. But Frank Thomas got to be in there too, right?
I don't know. Juan Gonzalez is in that set, and that's what you want to look for. You want to look for the Juan Gonzalez with like the backwards number on his jersey. The number, the best part about those cards is like zero quality control. So the number is like flipped on his card.
Higgs is an expert in baseball cards. So any questions about baseball cards, new or old, here's the man.
This guy's got jokes.
Like I said, especially about Bowman first, prospect cards. He's the man.
Topps Heritage. We could talk. Listen, I got a stack of cards next to my desk, right here on my desk, nice and deep. Chuck Finley's. These are all my Chuck Finley cards. Chuck Finley. Mr. Sam Max. When I do my son's lunch sometimes, I take a Chuck
McGuire, he says, are in there.
I take a Chuck Finley. There's a nice high school yearbook photo. And I saw him at Sam Axe from Burn Notice, because that was Sam Axe. He's the guy, Bruce. He was in what was that? Sam Axe, something about the dead. He was like some zombie killer. I don't know. Bruce, whatever. Anyway, Burn Notice. Great TV show. It's funny. Anybody, you guys ever watch Burn Notice? Filmed in your backyard. It's like in Miami. Well, It wasn't filmed like 10 years ago, 20 years ago when it came out, like 2005. Burn Notice. Great. He's like a spy. And then the show's like, if you want to break into any, like he just says, you could just go to your local hardware store, buy a can of compressed air, flip it upside down and spray a lock, and you could just break into any lock. It freezes. Like it's easy to build your own bombs. Just get some baking soda and a can of Coke. It's hilarious. Like you'll just,
I wish I knew
Prime or Hulu or one of those.
What the win total is for FSU. I don't want the 10 games. Their schedule doesn't
I think it's a 10.5. It's a 10.5.
10.5. So their hardest games are LSU, Clemson,
and
Duke,
Miami.
And Miami.
Miami.
Duke's a tough game for them.
Miami.
I mean, Duke is okay. They're better team than
Miami's struggling versus the Miami, Ohio.
I know. It's 13-0. But
I'm just saying those are their
Yeah, but I mean it should be way more. I'm watching it right there with you, and it's
I'm not saying
Miami.
they're going to sweep every game, but the possible losses are LSU, Clemson.
Big play,
maybe Florida.
Red Hawks. There we go.
I got it. There we go. Good.
We need a score here. The 17's looking tough. I need 7.
Yeah, that's my only college football play of the night. I need at least go 1-0.
Got to play Oh, look, Foster says he's seen every episode of
Yes, Burn Notice.
Yep, every episode.
I call this the circle of trust. He sets like this giant fire. Foster, tell him how good is Burn Notice? Great.
Yeah, he says you can watch on USA.
Yeah, well, that was originally where it was from. It was on USA Network. It was great. Michael Weston.
What do you got for the FSU LSU?
FSU. I'm on FSU. Money
Sean's
line.
Sean's on LSU.
I like LSU in the over.
All right. I like the under, but Anthony, I think, likes Anthony are on the under and FSU. But all right, last game. We got Clemson at Duke.
12.5.
How good is
Cade Klubinaki?
Yeah,
it's up to 12.5. I locked in -9 the other day. Holy crap!
Did you really?
Nice.
Yeah. I thought, holy crap! 12.
I still like it at 12.5. I mean, Duke isn't a terrible team, man. I think.
Wow.
They got 18 starters back. Duke's got 18 starters
They
back.
got a lot of people back.
You didn't play any top 10 teams last year.
They didn't play anybody. They didn't play anybody tough last year.
So you got a tough one.
They're
lost home.
Kansas.
Yeah, they lost to Kansas.
Yep. The teams that they beat, I could show the teams that they beat last year.
Listen to this.
That's the thing. That's why I like Clemson in this one at 12.5. But
DJ Ukulele's gone. So they got the kid Cade. He threw for 300 yards in that South Carolina
yeah,
loss.
he's gone. Yep.
Ukulele's trash.
He's in Oregon State.
Oregon State. But that Oregon State, all they do is run the ball. It's perfect for him because all he does is run. Well,
these guys, how about this? I saw this stat. 2018, 2019, Clemson was 20-7 ATS. Since then, 6-6. So, are you just not getting recruits now? Right, you're not getting the good defensive guys.
They haven't had a top 5 recruiting class in quite a while.
I think a lot of that had to be with that quarterback they really stopped that offense from scoring. Has anyone watched that quarterback? He can't throw the ball for anything, man. It's like Joe Adell swinging the bat. That dude can't hit a freaking curveball.
You got your Joe Adell rookies.
Hey.
Yeah.
They're classics, all right? Leave my Joe Adell rookies alone.
I'll tell you what, at 9.5, I'd say, you know what, I'll take a shot at Clemson here. It looks a little light, like Clemson's going to win by double digits, easy. That's fine, because you knew it was going to get bet up. And here enough is a day or two away, people start seeing the line like, oh, it's a favorite team. I got to take them. They're not laying 2 touchdowns. You got a good number. Like at this number, 13.5, I want to take dog here.
Duke. I want to take Duke here.
At this price,
I like
Duke.
I'm gonna wait. If I can get 13 to 14, I'm gonna middle it. I'm gonna go with Duke. I'm gonna take -9.
Foster says it's on the Ion channel. Ion channel plays like all crazy crap from like the 80s and 90s. That's a good channel. 6 episodes 1 day a week. I love it. Foster's my kind of guy. Foster, I bet you watched that TV show Jericho.
Foster is the best, man.
You need to
watch
Midday Money.
He joined my Guillotine Fantasy League this year for his first time playing Guillotine.
You need to watch Sean's Midday Money. If you're
Foster, look for the Midday Money show. Come in and hang out with us.
Every day at 11 o'clock, right?
That's it.
So 11 o'clock Central Time.
It's Midday Money because I started it in Jersey. We got 3 points. We got a field goal. Come on.
Hey, we'll take it. I'll take it. It's better than nothing.
Right, Clemson offensive line, Clemson defensive line, both pretty good. Duke's got a good offensive line too. A lot of returning starters. This is gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah, 18 back for them.
You don't have to bet every game.
Mark my word, Clemson will be a hell of a lot better this year on offense just because of the new quarterback. I'm telling you, last 2 years when that Ukulele dude, that guy, he was awful.
DJU.
The defense did their job. The defense still was really, really good. It was that offense. They couldn't move the damn chains. I mean, it's terrible.
Duke has never beaten Clemson.
No.
Duke, how could they? Why would they? They've been terrible for
a long time.
Duke was pretty good last year. They got a lot better last year.
9 wins.
Yeah, they
did not see that coming.
But let me tell you who they won. So who they beat. They beat Temple.
Yeah.
They won 3 games to start the season. Temple, Northwestern, North Carolina, A&T. Then they lost at Kansas. They beat Virginia. That tells you how bad At Georgia Tech, they lost. Anthony, I think we were rolling with Duke in that one because Duke's.
I remember that. Yeah.
Georgia Tech whipped them 23-20.
Yeah, of course.
They lost to North Carolina by 3. It was a good game too. North Carolina did cover in that one. I think we were on North Carolina. They did cover. They beat at Miami, Florida. They beat Boston College. They beat Virginia Tech. They lost at Pitt. They beat Wake Forest, and they beat Central Florida. So
they beat who they had to beat. And at the end of the season, Wake Forest's defense was really bad, injured. UCF at the end of the season, their offense was injured, and their defense was just atrocious. So they played the teams who they had to beat, and they beat the 2 teams that they needed to beat at the right time of the season because they were injured.
Yeah.
But now a
the
full strength
Clemson. New coaching staff came in and did a good job last year.
I wouldn't take more than I would definitely. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm going to take if the line. I'm a number 1. I got the -9 on Clemson, but if I can get 13.5, 14 on Duke, I'm going to ride Duke because I think this could be a Clemson 10-point win here. Hell, maybe a 7-point win. Who knows? But maybe hopefully a 10-point win.
Winning Picks is Sean's channel on YouTube.
Yep.
For those of you asking.
Just type in Midday Money. It's easy enough
Midday
to find.
Money is the show.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, type in Midday Money. Should pop up a bunch of llamas.
He's always on time unless he's at the bagel shop.
Anthony's got a good number with Clemson at Duke. Sean is on the under or over.
What's that?
You have a plan?
I'm actually leaning. I'm gonna take Duke here for the
Duke at 12.5.
Yeah. The 12.5 or 13.5.
I saw 12.5 today when I entered this in, but
I think it's higher than that. Because I wrote it down. It was 13. Unless if it's come, I wrote when we're doing the games. This is probably around 4:00. It was 13.5. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull it up live here.
I see 13.5. I'm going to go bet Clemson. Or I'm going to go bet Duke.
You get a 13.5 right now.
Yeah, 2 touchdown dog at home.
I'll take a shot there. I mean,
I'm just going to buy the half-point, beg it to 14, and there, boom. I got -9 and +14.
Not my favorite pick of the show, but that's what I like.
Yeah.
All right. What do you say? We'll give away some free plays. All right. All right. Anthony's free play. West -11.5 versus his favorite team, South Florida Bulls.
Yep. No doubter. This is one of my favorite plays of the whole weekend.
Yeah, I also have this play on.
I think I'm going to have to switch my NC. Tez Walker, they're not in that wide receiver play for NC tomorrow against South Carolina. Whatever.
You got a new subscriber, Sean.
You got a new subscriber.
Yeah, there you go. Winner free picks. There you go.
Yep.
That's it.
All right.
Easy enough to find. I typed in Midday Money, and it's all over the joint. Giant license plate.
You got.
He kicked the upright. Are you kidding me? 16-13. I got Texas Tech, Little Red Raiders versus the Wyoming Cowboys. Listen, Wyoming's going to grind it out. Run. Forget it. Red Raiders offense. I think they were the number 2 offense in the Big 12. We talked about this, I think, the other day. They're going to air it out. Yeah, I don't think Wyoming's going to keep up here. They got a new running back. Doesn't make a difference.
Texas Tech team total over. Wyoming started slow last year, for their defense. Sometimes they have a good defense. Wyoming could be a tough place to play.
Yeah,
but Texas Tech should come in there and be able to score.
The totals tick down, but I don't think that's because Texas Tech isn't scoring 30. Texas Tech's going to put up 30 spot here.
Yep.
I don't think I get 2 touchdowns out of Wyoming. Even if I get 2 touchdowns, 34-14 is a win.
Yep. All right. Tooch's play was kicking off in about 2.5 hours. Hawaii Stanford over 55.
Ballsy.
Yeah, you don't like it, huh? But neither of those
teams
have
Stanford team. I don't know what to expect from Stanford.
Yep. Well, neither team has any defense, so Both teams traveled. I mean, Hawaii going back. I mean, both teams had to travel to the islands. So.
Well, I mean, for Hawaii, you're playing in
they played
a lightning delay game on a late Saturday night or whatever it was, and then you're traveling 16-hour flight or whatever it is across flat globe Earth.
Yep.
You know, I mean, how long is that flight?
On Friday. That flight's
short
long.
week.
So from
really, you get back Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. I don't even know how it works time wise.
From Tennessee to
that's got to be a 12-hour flight.
At least it's from California to the island is like 5-6 hours.
All right, so it's got to be at least a 10-hour flight minimum. I mean, it's 3 hours.
10 hours.
It's a 3-hour flight to Vegas from Texas. So So 12 hours. You get there early in the morning. You're done. Maybe you have a walkthrough on one or some kind of. They're probably like, I'll see you on Tuesday, and then you have a walkthrough on Thursday. You have a day of practice, 2 days.
Yep, no time to prepare for each other's offenses.
That's a rough one.
I'll take the over. I think it opened at 59.5. I know it's been bet down, but I think
they've all been bet down from what we saw the first week here so far.
Yep, both teams. I think both teams can get to 28-30 in this game. 28-30 points.
I think if you like unders going forward, whenever your site posts them, wherever you're looking at, just bet them right out of the gate because they're going to come down. And I think 19 of the 30 came down this week. So
everybody's betting the unders with the new rule. All right, any last thoughts before we get out of here? Let you guys go. Remember,
I don't know.
Sign up for VIP at poundedsports.com with Anthony or Tooch and maybe Sean coming soon, but we don't know.
Coming soon to a website near you.
Yeah.
We have, how about, anything to say? How about NFL Friday? It'll be a football NFL Friday next week. We have NFL. Football.
Yep, we're talking NFL.
You're definitely going to want to tune in for next week.
Earlier in the chat here, if you scroll up, someone mentioned the Detroit game. Was looking for a Detroit game.
Oh, yeah. Detroit, Kansas City. A lot of people like
Joe Mandel, KC.
Yeah.
He likes the Lions and the over.
He likes the Lions plus the points in that one. Yeah, Joe. That's my radio son.
I like the Lions and the under.
Yeah. I like the under.
I like the under 50.
All I hear about is how the Detroit defense gives up 30 points left and right.
Yeah,
this game has 31-20 written all over it. 31-20.
What is the?
I don't even think 31.
What's the number?
More like
54.
54.
28-20 type game. I don't think it's going to break 50 personally.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, look, Chris Jones is holding out. That makes Kansas City's defense, not as good or bad.
But how you? I mean, the hype all over Detroit. I can't buy the hype. And my dilemma here is that I would love to take Detroit at 6.5 because all Kansas City has to do is win by a touchdown. But on the flip side of that is Detroit's going to win. We're going to the playoff. I can't get behind that.
Yep. I know. It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
I know.
I'm still puzzled. I can't take Kansas City minus 6.5.
Never covers when I bet them. They never cover when I bet them. They never cover when I say. Let's take KC. They never cover. No. This is the game they win by 4. This is the game's 34-17.
Wasn't it last year, week 1, that they blew them out? Week 1, what was it? They faced the Cardinals too.
They played the Cardinals. That was my top play,
and that was the only game of the whole season that they blew anybody out. Pretty much, they were up 28-0 to the Broncos, and then next thing you know, it was 28-24 a quarter later.
Losing to the Raiders. They were at home losing to the Raiders. Remember that game?
Yeah, 44-21, -4 versus the Chargers, win by 3, -4.5, lose to the Colts. I remember I had the Colts that game.
I remember I had the Chiefs. Me and Tooch were like, oh, no way.
How do you – I mean, 4.5 over the lowly Colts. What is that, a joke? Free money raining from the sky.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
2-point dog to Tampa Bay, win by 10. That was an easy one, too.
Tampa Bay.
It's Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, now you like Baker Mayfield.
Yes. Next Friday, I'm giving out Tampa Bay here on the chat.
Oh, God. Don't listen to this guy. They're going to unsubscribe to your channel after that.
Fantasy football tip. If you if Baker Mayfield targets the running back at the second most rate in the NFL. Just FYI.
I'm not taking any Buccaneers players on my fantasy team.
Rashad White.
He better throw the ball to
Kyle Trask is quarterback on week 6.
Yeah, they're talking contract with Mike Evans, contract extension.
Not anymore. He called
Oh,
off all
okay.
negotiations until
Oh,
the
okay.
season. He's not going. He's not staying in Tampa. I mean, come on. Don't tell me you're falling into this.
I saw something like
Come
they
on.
got to make a trade for Kyler Murray. You want Kyler Murray? What if you see that at Kyler
Who
Murray? You want
said
that
that?
kind of team?
Who said that? Stephen A. Smith?
No, I don't know who said. I saw something
Colin
on Twitter
Cowherd.
come across. Oh, that guy's a moron.
They're all morons on ESPN. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm telling you, ESPN has gone downhill since Stuart Scott went away.
Oh, Stewie.
Once he passed away, they went downhill.
Please,
But-
who's the old guy? Who's the old guy who did Baseball Tonight?
Scott Van Pelt?
No,
Oh.
the old guy.
Joe Morgan?
I
No,
cannot
the
remember.
old white guy. He's like he talk like, oh, what was his name?
George Will.
No, George Will.
Didn't he?
What
What was the name of that guy?
He had glasses.
Yeah.
Not what was his name? Not John
What was his
Clayton.
name? No.
Oh, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
There was a nerd that played that. Foster
Oh,
should know
God.
this.
I can't think of his name.
Foster, who did Baseball Tonight?
I can't think of the name of him.
As soon
There
as I
was
see it, I'm
one-
gonna.
there
I
was
know who
one-
you're talking about.
There
It's
was
right on
one
my tongue.
nerd
Yeah.
writer, newscaster that did baseball. I can't remember his
I
name.
can't think of it. Oh my gosh, it's driving me nuts now. And I know I'm picturing him too.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
What's the score of the Louisville game?
7-6 Georgia Tech.
Chris Berman,
No.
No.
7-6 Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a loser for me. Louisville's getting can't score. No offense.
Oh well.
Yep. What'd you give out? Georgia Tech plus points? No.
Peter Gammons.
That's it. Yeah. Peter Gammons.
Loved Peter Gammons.
Yeah.
I just remember his voice. He's like the New York Yankees pick up Lee Guterman, who's going to be a great addition to the bullpen. Like he just had a nice.
Yeah. He had the
I
voice
just
of it.
I remember when ESPN changed their Baseball Tonight to like the wood paneling. Maybe it was like in correspondence with the Topps baseball cards. I don't know. It was just like
Top sports.
I loved old school Baseball Tonight. Like before the computer, it was just like a great show.
Georgia
Great,
Tech
yeah.
13 now. Louisville 6.
Told you. Plus 7.5.
Told you.
Yep.
Home doggy. Home doggy.
Yep. Home dogs for week 1. Didn't listen. But I got the over Boston Red Sox, Kansas City Royals, 5-0 KC in the bottom of the second. So that was
Yes,
pretty-
Jordan Lyles. I said today, like take
6-0.
Jordan Lyles today against the Big Maple.
Big Maple.
Yeah. 6-0.
Although, disclaimer here, I got the Cubbies in both doubleheader games, Houston run line and Baltimore Orioles today. So we'll see
Cole
what
Irvin.
happens.
You're a
Astros
Cole
got
Irvin
one
guy.
back already.
I'll never bet on Cole Irvin again.
No.
Can't back him. He's terrible.
I got a team of 45 road wins. I will bet them anytime they're minus like a 110, 115. But they're 135 tomorrow. I don't like 135. We'll take
The
it under
Orioles.
there, maybe.
Yep.
Bradish on the hill. The Radish. Bradish to Radish. All right. That's enough.
I'd have to, in that number with 45 road wins, I'd have to see how many of those were Cole Irvin or how many of the losses
Yeah.
were Cole
Probably-
Irvin.
They
Cole Irvin
still
seems like they always lose with him.
they
Seems
still
like.
get treated like they're a third place team.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
know.
ridiculous.
I
It's
know.
absolutely.
from years of being terrible.
And then here the Padres are still a favorite all the time.
Yep.
10 games under 500. We'll still run them out as faves every game. Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
All right, fellas. So time to get out of here. Let's run the thing. Any last words before we go? We'll see you next Friday. Talking
Make
college
sure
football
you tune in next Friday because it's going to be good. We got college football and NFL.
and
NFL.
NFL.
Be a good show.
Yep. So
All right, fellas. Have a good one.
have a
Have a
good
good
one,
one,
everybody.
guys.
Good night.
Second string, and I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top